Today on People Now.
Prince Harry comes out swinging against the tabloids to defend his girlfriend.
Put your voting shades on.
The stars rally for Hillary Clinton.
We don't need Jay-Z or Beyonce. We don't need Lady Gaga.
And Trump stumps till 1 a.m.
Plus, Jennifer Aniston reveals why she knows Justin is the one in a brand new interview.
It's a whole new day.
Eddie Redmayne gushes about his daughter Iris to me.
Plus, what's with the mannequin, Andrea?
I don't know.
It's pretty decent. We snapped out of it, but I think it was good. We'll see more of that coming up. Good morning, guys. Welcome to People Now. We're streaming live. Here's what you need to know and what's trending this morning. Prince Harry issued a rare statement Tuesday, both confirming that he is dating actress Meghan Markle and slamming what he calls the racist and sexist abuse she has had to endure since their relationship was revealed. In a groundbreaking plea to the media and people around the world, Prince Harry says he has been worried about Markle's safety since she's been subjected to a, quote, wave of abuse and harassment. The statement released by his communications secretary says in part, the past week has seen a line crossed. His girlfriend Meghan Markle has been subject to a wave of abuse and harassment. Some of this has been very public. The smear on the front page of a national newspaper, the racial undertones of comment pieces, and the outright sexism and racism of social media trolls and web article comments. But some of it has been hidden from the public. The nightly legal battles to keep defamatory stories out of the papers. Her mother having to struggle past photographers in order to get to her front door. The attempts of reporters and photographers to gain illegal entry to her home and the calls to police that followed. The substantial bribes offered by papers to her ex-boyfriend. The bombardment of nearly every friend, coworker, and loved one in her life. The statement goes on to say Prince Harry is worried about Miss Markle's safety and is deeply disappointed that he has not been able to protect her. It is not right that a few months into a relationship with him that Miss Markle should be subjected to such a storm. He knows commentators will say that this is the price she has to pay and that this is all part of the game. He strongly disagrees. This is not a game. It is her life and his. The statement also says that the prince realizes it is unusual to issue this type of statement, but he hopes fair-minded people will understand why he thinks it is necessary. People confirmed last week that Prince Harry and Suits star Meghan Markle have been dating seriously for about 2 months, and that Harry has already introduced Markle to his father and future King of England, Prince Charles. And guys, stay on People.com for more details on this story. Moving on to this, a representative of Angelina Jolie says that her and Brad Pitt have reached a custody agreement, but other sources are disputing that claim and maintaining that the two have not yet reached an agreement, adding that they haven't permanently settled their differences. The rep for Angelina Jolie telling People, we can confirm that child care professionals have encouraged a legal agreement accepted and signed by both sides over a week ago. In accordance with this agreement, the 6 children will stay in their mother's custody and the children will continue therapeutic visits with their father. This has been determined by child care professionals to be in the children's best interest. Jolie's statement from her representative went on to say this, we are not in a position to discuss the details. We hope now that it is clear that the events which led to the dissolution filing involved minor children and their well-being. There will be understanding of the sensitivity of the family situation. We believe that all sides are committed to healing the family and ask for your consideration during this difficult time. The couple previously agreed last month to a temporary plan involving counseling and visitation as recommended by the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services. A source involved says that the deal referenced is not meant as a permanent custody agreement, but the independent step Pitt and Jolie agreed to while they work on a more permanent settlement. Now, several days after Jolie's rep says this new agreement was reached, Pitt filed a response asking to share joint physical and legal custody of their 6 children. Sources say that Pitt will continue to push for joint physical custody. And guys, stay with People.com for updates on Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's custody battle. Well, the results are in, and Hillary Clinton is the winner in Dixville Notch. Yes, the quirky and very small town in New Hampshire held its traditional midnight vote. This year, only 8 people participated in voting in the 2016 presidential election, but Clinton beat Trump by a landslide, 4 votes to 2. Gary Johnson also receiving a vote, but what about the 8th votes? Well, it was a special write-in for someone not even running for president, Mitt Romney. Dixville Notch's midnight vote is a tradition the town's had dating back to 1960 when JFK beat Richard Nixon 9 votes to 0.
Let's all do our part so we can look back on 2016 and say, we stood with Hillary Clinton on the right side of history, That's why I'm standing here with you tonight for the dream of a better America.
That's Bruce Springsteen showing his support for Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton Monday night at Philadelphia's Independence Hall. Clinton closed out her presidential campaign with a serious star-studded finale in front of a crowd of nearly 33,000 people. Plus, she had some high-profile Democrats backing her, with President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama singing her praises. Here's a look at just some of the big names who joined forces for Clinton on election eve. Watch this.
So tomorrow, with the eyes of the world upon us, you'll have to ask yourself, what kind of world do you want? Because I want a world of hope and optimism, and I'm sure that you do too. Remember, tomorrow, the world is watching.
Put your voting shades on. Practice your walk to the polls. And go out and vote for Hillary Clinton. I think it's time to come to mama.
I'm betting that young people turn out to vote because your future is at stake. I'm betting that men across this country will have no problem voting for the more qualified candidate who happens to be a woman. I'm betting that African Americans will vote in big numbers because this journey we've been on was never about the color of a president, but the content of his or her character. I'm betting that America will reject a politics of resentment and a politics of blame and choose a politics that says we are stronger together.
This is truly an emotional moment for me for so many reasons. First, we are one day away from once again making history. Tomorrow, we have the chance to elect someone who is singularly qualified to be our president, our friend Hillary Clinton.
Well, quite a lineup, and of course, our Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton took the Philadelphia stage to urge people to get out and vote, also taking a moment to talk about Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. Watch.
At the end of the last debate, after he has insulted everyone, more than half the population, by the way, immigrants, African Americans, Latinos, POWs, Muslims, women, he then launches an attack on our democracy, refusing to say whether or not he would accept the outcome of the election. Well, let's show tomorrow there will be no question about the outcome of this election.
What an election season it has been, and now moving on to Donald Trump's final rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
So it's now officially Tuesday, November 8th. Did you ever think you'd be hearing a major speech like at around close to 1 o'clock in the morning? Are we crazy? Is this crazy? It's crazy.
Donald Trump kicking off Election Day with a midnight rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan, telling the crowds at his 5th campaign appearance of the day that we're hours away from a once-in-a-lifetime change. Trump also rallied against opponent Hillary Clinton's celebrity endorsements. Watch this.
We don't need Jay-Z or Beyonce. We don't need John Bon Jovi. We don't need Lady Gaga. All we need is great ideas to make America great again. That's all we need. That's all we need.
In his final rally before Americans head to the polls, Trump also said a vote for him was a vote against politics as usual. Watch.
The corrupt politicians and their special interests have ruled over this country for a very long time. Today is our Independence Day. Today, the American working class is going to strike back, finally.
There you go. It is a big day for sure.
Well, we're going to know soon.
Yeah,
we're going to know soon.
We are going to know soon. Moving from Donald Trump now to Jennifer Aniston.
Yes. So Jennifer Aniston wants everyone to know that she is not a sad, childless human. In a new interview with Marie Claire, Jennifer opens up about why she decided to fight back against the harsh judgment of women in Hollywood in a Huffington Post op-ed she wrote back in July. She says, "My marital status has been shamed. My divorce status was shamed. My lack of a mate had been shamed. My nipples have been shamed." It's like, why are we only looking at women through this particular lens of picking us apart? Why are we listening to it? I just thought, I have worked too hard in this life and this career to be whittled down to a sad, childless human. Well, Aniston couldn't stop gushing over her husband, Justin Theroux, in the Marie Claire interview. The two stars have been married since August of 2015, and Jennifer even gave some insight to her feelings for Justin, saying, "Why is he the right person for me? All I know is that I feel completely seen and adored in no matter what state. There's no part of me that I don't feel comfortable showing, exposing, and it brings forth the best part of myself because I care about him so much, and he's such a good person. It hurts me to think of anything hurting him." All right, well, one of the most buzzed about movies this holiday season is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I just sat down with two of the film's stars, Eddie Redmayne and Catherine Waterston, to talk to them about the excitement surrounding this Harry Potter prequel. I even chatted with Eddie about his favorite part about being a new dad. Watch.
The amazing thing is that everything that everyone has ever told you, all of the cliches, you become the person starting to sort of spout out the cliches as if they are the newest thought imaginable. But I think for me, it's in the morning if Iris has managed to sleep through the night, and then you hear a sort of gentle squeak, and you go in and turn on the light, and the massive grin that is like it's a whole new day. It's just like that's probably the greatest thing, I think.
And she's a very smiley baby.
She is a pretty smiley, although hilariously she's learned to shout. She doesn't cry much, but she's learned to shout. So
maybe she wants you to turn the light off. So like you hear that little squeak, you go into the light, and she's like, turn the light off.
But it's hilarious. She'll just be sitting there going, bah! You're like, what is that noise? And this tiny little thing. I'm worried.
You make it sound like a little bit like a sheep.
Yeah.
Is it a baa?
Did she sound like a sheep?
She doesn't sound like a sheep, but it doesn't feel like a noise that could come from
something so small.
Yeah.
So sweet. All right, moving on to this. Lisa Vanderpump, the ever-reigning queen of Bravo's Vanderpump Rules, is known as a fierce boss lady, but there is one little guilty pleasure the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star indulges in after a few drinks. Any guesses? Take a look.
Have you guys ever gotten Lisa drunk? I know that you like to do the whole
Oh,
course.
yeah.
But
Lisa's great when she's drunk.
Totally.
She's so funny.
Hey, what is she like drunk though? Any stories?
She's just lets everything go.
In terms of scenarios, is there anything that you can think of that was particularly funny? Just maybe the first time even you saw her drunk?
She's just so
I could not remember the first time.
I do remember the first time, and then this is also on Housewives, so I'm not calling her out.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes if she drinks a little too much or something's going on, she'll smoke a cigarette. And
Yeah, I was just
Lisa
gonna say that. I was
Vanderpump
letting
with a
you say it
cigarette,
first.
You're like, she's
If you ever see her with a cigarette, you know she's had a little too much to drink.
I was thinking maybe that's a good time to ask for a raise.
Right?
Stassi, now that everyone's coupled up and getting married, are there any new boys or prospects in your future?
I mean, I'm dating. Actually, being single has been a lot of fun. So I've had a really good time. I'm actively trying not to do what I normally do, which is just jump right into a relationship.
So what have you learned anything about yourself, kind of taking time between relationships and just dating?
Yeah, I actually didn't know how independent I was. And that's been really cool. I mean, when you're just alone all the time, you really do learn that you can handle.
It's that time again. The stars are on the move, and we're following them in today's edition of Star Treks.
Do you believe in the power of unity? Do you believe in the power of prayer?
It's Election Day, people, and that means big stars like Madonna are showing their support and rocking the vote. The iconic Like a Prayer singer held an impromptu concert Monday night at New York City's Washington Square Park, urging fans to get out and vote for Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. Madonna announced the intimate acoustic performance Friday night on social media, and the turnout definitely did not disappoint. The 58-year-old bombshell sang some of her classic hits like Express Yourself, Don't Tell Me, and Rebel Heart, ending Election Day Eve with a bang. In addition to the 30-minute performance, the singer delivered a very powerful speech saying, "This is a concert about unifying us, and it's about keeping America great, not making America great. We are going to elect a president that is going to keep America the great country that it is and has the potential to be." The passionate performer completed her set by strumming out an emotional cover of John Lennon's Imagine alongside 11-year-old son David. David played the guitar and sang vocals in the background, proving that music must run in the family. Well, way to go, Madonna, for rocking that boat, which, by the way, everybody should be doing today. All right, moving on to this. Hayden Panettiere completed a bucket list essential by wading in the waters of the Dead Sea. The Nashville star looked super relaxed in this recent tweet, captioning the photo, "One of the most incredible things I've ever done, #hands down." The blonde beauty is clearly enjoying her time abroad with hubby Vladimir Klitschko, who is being honored on Saturday with the Sportsman with Heart Award in Frankfurt, Germany. And this hasn't been the easiest journey for Hayden, who's been suffering with postpartum depression after the birth of her first child, daughter Kaya. The actress has been very vocal about her struggles post-pregnancy, seeking treatment for the disease in May. Luckily, Hayden seems to be doing much better now. A source telling People, Hayden is trying to take care of herself. She wanted to get herself healthy again. The postpartum has been really scary for everybody, but she's taking care of it. All right, guys, so I'm assuming by now you've all heard of the Mannequin Challenge. Yes, no? If not, you definitely will now, because NBA player Stephen Curry and his equally hilarious wife Ayesha pulled off a flawless execution of the challenge Saturday night. So what is this Mannequin Challenge, you ask? Well, basically, you get an entire room of people to freeze like mannequins for an extended period of time while you go around the room and film it. As you see here, Stephen and Ayesha did their challenge in a restaurant, celebrating the final night of Ayesha's San Francisco pop-up restaurant, International Smoke. It's pretty brilliant, from the cheersing to the eating, the chefs in the back, it's all very amazing. Stephen posted this on his Instagram saying, "So this happened." Ayesha, who is a newly minted Food Network host, launched this barbecue pop-up restaurant alongside chef Michael Mina in June, and according to Stephen, there's a possibility that the duo will collaborate again in the future. But sadly, still no word whether mannequins will be present for that one. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
All right, guys, coming up tomorrow, we are paying tribute to A Tribe Called Quest in honor of their new album release after almost 20 years. My goodness. Plus, make sure you get out and vote. We will be covering the 2016 election tomorrow with perhaps all the results.
I know. All right, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Good Girls Revolt star Genevieve Angelson. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Hey, I'm Good Girls Revolt star Genevieve Angelson, and this is one last thing. The last time I laughed so hard I cried was when I was shooting a scene for this show with Aaron and Anna, and we were improvising about blowjobs. You'll see. The last movie I saw was a movie called Wiener by my friend Josh Kriegman. The last song I had stuck in my head was, "Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me." This is the wrong lyrics. Totally wrong. But that's me alone all the time. Get yourself a Whopper, you'll be lonely.